Hello friend, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. We have another b2600 ECM for repair or maybe rebuild. Now this one has been rebuilt in 2006 and it had 2-year warranty. Warranty void if opened, but there's no seals or anything, so how do you know it was opened? Also, there's a screw missing over here. This screw is missing. I'm not sure if this was done by this shop in 2006 or it was removed along the way. Maybe the customer wanted to see inside, because yeah, I'm pretty sure he sent me the pictures. So maybe he just misplaced the screw. But these are correct screws that are connected here or screwed in over here. We've seen ones where the different ones were screwed in over here. What's the difference? I don't know, but there must be some difference if that's how they do it, right? What? Damn. What is going on over here? I haven't seen anything like that before. The copper is completely exposed. Why would you do that? Is that even copper? Or are those traces completely missing? Let's do the diode measurements and let's see. Is this... That is weird. I mean, between the connections over here are fine. What is this? Oh my god. What is that? You think this was done by the other shop, or was someone just messing around here and left some lints? And that's weird. The cups were not replaced. This cup is the correct value. And what is this? Conformal coating. So here's the problem. You're not supposed to leave this area like this, right? So it looks like conformal coating was, there's some conformal coating here, but it was removed over here and never replaced. That's not good. That's not good, because that's going to cause issues. There's a little bit of greenish color over here. So we have some corrosion, I would think. All right, first let's check the injection. Okay, we have collector. We have one collector here, and the second collector should be here. Okay, we have good microvolts in voltage drop. That's good. Now let's check the ignition. Oh, come on, you could have cleaned that. Or maybe it happened after a while. Since we're already here, let's check the resistor. So this resistor, if I'm touching the right one, but I am, is responsible for the check engine light. And sometimes you can see that they are a little bit burned, which means it was running, because it's a 12 volt lamp inside. Okay, ignition is this transistor. Let's check with the ground emitter. 1.3 base. Oh, 0.8. Yeah, that's correct. And 0.5 looks okay. Looks fine. Now let's remove the board. Check the other side. Now I'm not saying this was done wrong, because they did replace both capacitors, which is good. I always complain that they only replace one capacitor, but they didn't replace the capacitors for the injectors, which I don't approve. And what I do is I run them through the ultrasonic cleaner, so we don't have stuff like this. And this is corrosion. It's a bad one, but the question is, did we corrupt the ground over here? Yep, I think so. So we have, so the trace is completely gone over here. So this is very unusual. Typically you don't see corrosion over here. And I've never had to retrace this trace over here. What is it for? Is it ground? No, it is connected to this transistor. This is main power line. Main power rail. So that's your problem here. And let's check the beautiful soldering here. I mean, it's okay. I mean, could be better. They didn't clean after themselves, but yeah, they used rosin-based flags. I approve. That's what I use as well. By the way, I'm working on a new formula that will be that will have a lot better wetting. I will change my it'll change acidity of the flags essentially. Why is there flags over here? Come on. I hate when technicians don't clean after themselves. And here. But at least they replaced the caps, so that's good. Now what is not good, and this is a rookie mistake, you never do that. The cap should be sitting right by the surface. You don't want long leads to the cap. So that is a problem, but also that means that I can easily remove it by clipping it here, like so. Now I really don't like this soldering over here, but it's probably because there's a wire going to the other side and it has not been trimmed, so that's not ideal, but it's fine. Well, maybe it's not fine, but it's acceptable. Well, since 2006, I'm pretty sure this cap is either way needs a replacement, but out of curiosity, let's see if it even works. Well, 600 milliamps of ESR, that's relatively huge. And we have 0.7% V loss, which is not huge, but it shouldn't be there. So yeah, the cap is definitely ready for replacement. This is Sanyo. Okay, now let's check the other cap. This one's a little less important. And let's see what this one's gonna say. Even higher ESR and even higher V loss. And the capacitance is 10 mics higher than expected. Yeah. So that tells us that the ESR is high enough that it impacts the capacitance reading. So these two caps need to go. I'm not too happy with this soldering over here, but first thing first, we need to run it through the ultrasonic cleaner, replace those two caps, restore these trays, clean all the corrosion, clean all the flags, unlike the previous technicians over here, and put new conformal coating on it so it looks and works like new. Now some of these I will likely also flood them with flux and just kind of resolder them, just in case. They don't look corroded, but and a lot of dirt here and there. Yeah, so ultrasonic cleaning is going to help here a lot. And we even have corrosion here. It's more of a patina rather than corrosion per se. Oh, and please tell me this isn't what I think it is. Oh my crap. That's not good. So here, let's hope that this is just surface corrosion from the bolt. Because if it isn't, if this trace is damaged, and I see, look at that, there's a trace that came from somewhere. Yeah, that's not good, guys. That's really not good. That's probably the worst that could have happened. And this is not a big trace, but it came from somewhere. Where did it come from? We have to find it. So if it came from somewhere over here, which is very likely, first thing we have to do is unscrew those rusted bolts. So if you heat it up, this is covered with solder. If you heat it up and wick it, it'll reveal the screw like this one. Then we need to unscrew it. We need to remove the solder from all of these so we can remove the harness. And then under the harness, we should see that missing trace, and we need to retrace it. Now, it really sucks because the customer uh, sent me an offer for a reduced price, which I accepted because I thought, okay, because essentially he wasn't sure if there's going to be any damage, right? Because it was rebuilt some time ago, like almost 6 years ago, over 5 years ago. So that's what I expected, and I even said that, hey, if I don't find anything, then I'm gonna give you a partial refund. So we'll only pay like $50 for bench fee, and that's it. But there's plenty of damage. Look here, we have corrosion here, yeah, and removing the harness, that's like an hour and a half just desoldering these. Then we need to unscrew these, and I hate doing this because you have to be very careful not to melt the harness, right? If this was Subaru, then, no problem. I can just replace the harness. I have plenty of them, but I don't have replacement harness for this ECM, and parts for it, like specific parts for this specific ECM, are very hard to obtain because nobody sells these broken, and if they do, they still go for $250. Even broken, not working, in horrible condition. I think I'm not sure what to do with this. What do you guys think? Shall we just call the customer and just say that this is a lot more complex repair than I initially thought and just demand more money? Or just don't replace the harness or don't remove the harness, hoping that this trace over here is the only one damaged, restore this trace and hope for the best, and if it doesn't work, send it back in and we'll replace the harness or resolder the harness, because it might not be the issue. It looks like that trace definitely came from somewhere, right? There's plenty of corrosion over there. Okay, let's first run it through the ultrasonic cleaner, recap it, repair that trace, test the trace over here, and we'll go from there, I guess. That's what I'll do. All right, after cleaning, it actually took a little while to clean it, but it is perfectly clean now. But I removed the caps on the injectors, and we got lucky. Look at that. This is where that trace came from. How did this happen? I have no idea, because it's underneath the big cap, and it didn't seem like it was removed by the previous tech. So what I expect, because when would this happen? I have no idea. I've never seen such case before. It's puzzling to me, but maybe they used some kind of acid or something to expose these traces, right? I mean, that's one way of doing it, I guess. I just grind through it, which works just as well. And that substance flew over here, which is weird because there's no damage here, but there is damage here and only here. It's weird. But I think that would explain why this trace just got completely removed. Which means we don't have to lift the harness. I think we're going to be good there. So all we have to do is just clean a little more over here, fix this trace, and then fix this trace, and we're going to be done. And of course, replace all the caps and everything. All right, let's get to it. Alrighty, so what I think was the main culprit here, or well, two of them. So number one, the use of that weird chemical, maybe it was intentional, maybe unintentional, I'm not sure. Maybe whatever they used to clean it mixed with the electrolyte from the capacitor, and that's what caused it. Hard to say. But that caused a trace to dissolve essentially, so I have no idea why only that tiny trace and underneath the cap. Very weird. Never seen anything like that. And number two, it was not sealed, right? After the repair, it should be nice and shiny like this, right? Completely covered with conformal coating. This is relatively important. Do not underestimate sealing this particular ECM. Otherwise, stuff like that can happen. But other than that, I think we're good here. Everything checks fine. Everything looks good. So let's put it back together and ship it to the customer. If there are any additional issues, just let me know and we'll start the diagnostics to figure out what is the problem, because it's not always ECM. I mean, I understand everybody always suspects ECM, which is fair, because in 90% cases, or maybe a little lower, but in vast majority of cases, the ECM is the culprit, sure, but not always. Sometimes it's something else. And I'm going to put my sticker on top of previous sticker, so we have some history. So since 2006, now we got 2026. What is that? 726. Rebuilt. Alrighty, that'll do. Hope you guys found this useful. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next time.